Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Chanel price increase, and not just Chanel price increase, and it is only the beginning of 2024. How many price increases are they going to kind of sneakily sneak in here? Interesting. Well, quite a few apparently, but at the same time, something weird is happening with Chanel. This time around, it would appear that the price increases are not necessarily connected to the fact that a lot of people are buying more than they should in terms of to warrant collectability, covetability, not overexposure of the brands as per their own desire, but there's something more brewing. Let's touch base on it together. First, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. Superdacob all spelled together there as well for extra perks. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week, so come join the fun and the chats. Hi, co-chatters. Here's the deets. So South Korea already reported a price increase. Now, interesting, we're not going to be talking only about Chanel, but other brands as well. Chanel is, of course, our focal point of interest because you know how Chanel is. Chanel is and Chanel does what Chanel do. We'll go. Thumb up this video if you're enjoying it, by the way. Let me take a shady sip. South Korea is reporting major price increases because apparently Hermes, Chanel, Prada, Rolex, and co. are still experiencing major growth in sales in South Korea. Now, other markets have seen a drastic decline in sales, including America and Europe, also China. Maybe China is not as drastic of a fall, but America definitely is. However, South Korea, they're still apparently obsessed with their European luxury brands and logos. So Chanel is thinking, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So my opinion is that Chanel is thinking, and not just Chanel, but other luxury brands, oh, well, if sales are going down in other parts of the other regions and territories of the world, maybe we can somehow compensate by upping the price in certain strategic areas where the sales are still, where we're still selling a lot, so that way we can garner money to compensate for the lack of sales in other regions. Coincidentally, Chanel just opened a new beauty boutique in India. I think the third that they're opening up in India. I'm not so sure if it's in New Delhi or Mumbai. But they just opened up a brand new beauty boutique because sales in India are also growing. So we're seeing India as an interesting new market and target for Chanel, as well as still South Korea. Now, price increase also in Australia. This I was a little bit shocked about because, well, Australia did benefit a lot, and I was there last year, so I kind of, now almost 2 years ago, how time flies. They do benefit, or they used to benefit before the pandemic, right, from Chinese tourists that would fly over to Australia to buy stuff. But now apparently even that has subsided considerably. So to up the prices in Australia, where the prices were already higher than in Europe or in America to begin with, it kind of makes no sense. Speculation wants it that in America, the Chanel price increase is going to take place on the 20th of January. So it hasn't happened yet, but South Korea has happened already. And the biggest shocker here is Hermes. Hermes, from several articles I've been reading online, has from 2023 to 2024 has experienced a 40+% price increase in just 1 year on certain items, such as, this is the kicker. Are you ready for this? such as the Oran sandal. I kid you not. I was, let me tell you the numbers. I was shocked because I'm like, really? What, 40+% price increase? Like from 2023 to 2024 on the Oran sandal? Why? Like, why? Seriously. I mean, I was shook. So basically, the Oran sandals now cost 3.52 million won. That's 2,685 US dollars, up 44% from last year's 2.45 million won, while its royal loafers also saw a 14.5% price hike from 1.52 million won to 1.74 million won over the past year. Now, I mean, this is either telling me that people are so nuts for a certain status symbol product. I mean, the Oran sandal, it's a freaking sandal that has the top of it cut out to look like an H. But honestly, it's not worth almost $3,000. Like, really. It's for luxury standards, I don't know, $500 sandal. If you really want to, say, let's binge on it, but almost $3,000? That's an insane price increase. Insane. Prada reportedly raised prices last week also in South Korea, 5 to 10%. And Chanel hiking prices on watches and jewelry by 4 to 5%. 4 to 5% on jewelry. I'm shook. Shook. Because if you think about this, it's like, it's never going to end, is it? And they're always going to keep finding markets and territories where they're going to be able to sell as much as possible. And people are going to still keep buying. In this article, they're actually saying, so this is the Korea Herald. By the way, the article is from the Korea Herald. They entitled it, "How High Can You Go? Luxury Brands Hike Prices Again." But my question, how far can this go? They are speculating, constant price hikes may drive away younger customers willing to seek niche alternatives. So we were just talking in the live chats prior to this video how apparently Gucci CEOs or whoever is responsible for decision making at Gucci are saying that they want to start catering to a more mature audience, the aspirational customer that's in their 40s, 50s, and not anymore the young customers, because they want a conservative approach, because they want to be sure that they're going to sell more. That's also a way to lose a younger customer. Now, I'm thinking, is it possible that these brands, these luxury brands are playing another game here where they're really counting on what is becoming peu à peu an older client that will eventually die out and then call it quits as they are developing more sensorial experiences to get your money from? And we've talked about this a couple of months ago. Amidst all the price increases, it seems as though a lot of these luxury brands are already calculating towards the future and are investing money in opening restaurants, with branded restaurants, like we've seen the Dior branded restaurant, the Louis Vuitton, Doha Airport luxury restaurant lounge, Versace's resorts, Gucci restaurants, hotels, spas, resorts. So it's almost like the young generation seems to be seeking experiences rather than products. So it seems like these luxury brands, either trendsetters or companies that are predicting trends in the future, kind of have told them, hey, you're going to lose your young audiences because your pricing doesn't work, your quality doesn't work. They're getting more clever. You can't keep tricking people. So try finding other avenues to make money. So it almost feels like we're, for sure, a lot of people talk about late stage capitalism, but we're like at this point where the brands are kind of milking whatever leftover clients and customers there are for whatever they're worth with the fashion and the stuff, because these luxury brands have perfected that mechanism. They've perfected, they own outright almost all of the luxury manufacturing facilities. Try starting a brand today. Try sourcing the leathers, the materials. Try to find a factory that's going to produce high-end quality products for you. Forget about it. It's almost impossible. All of the factories that have the quality production, at least in Europe, also outside of Europe, but mostly in Europe, if you want to do like high-end luxury, European-made luxury, you won't get access to these factories because they either have exclusive deals with the big brands, so they're not allowed to take in new brands. Technically illegal if you think about it, because you can't create a monopoly of commerce like that. But that's how it goes. And then if they do say, yeah, okay, we might want to work with you, but then like the minimums that they require you to order are so huge and high that you cannot afford, you're a small company, a small business, you're just starting off. Like you can't afford to create 50 bags and to order 200 pieces of every bag. You're starting off small. So there's that. All of these luxury brands have perfected their system. They own outright all of the facilities or have exclusive contracts with all the facilities that create high-end products. And they also get first dibs on the high-end quality materials, the raw materials. So game over. Like, what are you going to do? You have no access to these goods and to these factories. So there's this problem. And then, they've perfected the production system of these products so that they literally can charge a ton of money for them. They've optimized their earnings, maximizing profits. And they're like, okay, well, as long as we have our clients that are ready to pay that amount of money, let's milk them. But we know that the young generation that's coming up, they can't be fooled. So we have to find other avenues. So let's keep the price increases for the baboons that are ready to pay those prices. And we're going to start creating the lifestyle experiences in restaurants, hotels, and spas for the other ones. Those will also receive price increases from time to time. Food doesn't come cheap nowadays. But it's a very, very interesting psychological difference, the food and travel experience as opposed to purchasing products, luxury products. So while in the past years, whenever these luxury brands had a new price increase, we would think about, oh, well, why are they doing this? Because too many people are buying. The influencers have ruined the market. Too many influencers are posting a new Chanel bag every week on their Instagram accounts, and that made everybody else, every other consumer out there feel like, oh, I have to live that lifestyle too. Yeah, it's totally normal to spend $6,000 on a bag every week. It's not just that. That's not the only reason why these prices are going high. I believe that these prices are going high also because we're very close to the end game here, where it's just going to all collapse. This is kind of like this is how I feel things are going to happen. And Rolex also increased the prices of its popular products by 8% on January 1st. And its affiliate Tudor also raised prices by 2% the same day following its price hikes in January and September of last year. What for? For who? To me, the FOMO isn't even a factor anymore. I literally, treat myself once or twice a year to something special that I feel really good about. And that's it. In the past, I was also over consuming. It would be like, oh yeah, okay, let me get that, let me get that, let me get that. Now I'm like, I'm sick of it. Sick of it, you know? So I'm like, okay, increase your prices. I don't care. I really don't want to know. Because I'm not going to be running hysterically after all your products 50 times a week, you know, and here another Chanel bag, and there another Hermes bag, and there another Prada bag, and there another Chanel bag, and then another Chanel, and another Louis Vuitton bag. Oh, and there I want 2 Dior bags. Long gone are those days. Not because the prices are so expensive at this point, but just because everything is so mass produced and quickly produced, and 10 collections a year, and it's all just vile. It's kind of vulgar, you know? So I'm more for toning it down. Yes, very Vivienne Westwood. Buy less, choose well, make it last, but also be sure that you're buying what you want to buy, that you're not buying it just because you feel like fear of missing out, you know, the FOMO. So another thing I've done is when I am ready to treat myself to one thing, like I said, usually around the sales period, because I ain't dumb. At this point, we're shopping during sales, baby. Whatever you can do, you do. Even Chanel has sales, not on their bags, but they do on their clothes and their shoes and their accessories. And you get 40% off. And I don't go there with a list of, I want this, I want this, I want this. No. I go there. I'm like, surprise me. If I find something that's amazing, I'll get it. If not, thank you. See you next season. That simple. And I find that to be so much more satisfying for me, because a huge pressure has been lifted off my chest. You know, I'm not running after things anymore. I'm just letting them come to me. It's so much more comfortable and relaxing. And I don't mind if something that I wanted is not there. I'm like, okay, well, what else do you have? Oh, let me see. This is nice. This is not nice. Whatever. Okay, thank you. Maybe next time. No biggie. Really no big deal. And that way I found 2 things. One, I save a ton of money because I don't just overspend. And 2, I'm also more open to understanding what suits and fits me more, because I'm not like so anchored on that one idea of what it has to be, but I'm rather more open to suggestions. I'm like, I'm coming with an open mind and an open heart into the boutique. Let me see what you got. And then I try to discover something that I don't even know. It's a fabulous feeling. Don't overdo it. Like I said, they have sales twice a year, you know, once in late December, early January, and once like mid-June till like mid-July. And why not? And then in between, you can buy something if you like, you know, from time to time, a perfume here, because, you know, they don't reduce their perfume prices. And that's that, you know. Oh, MC says in the chats, FOMO has faded for me as well. 2019, me would have bought Fendi for Pokemon on launch day. And now it's like, whatever. Even the Louis Vuitton collection with Pharrell, so much hype around it, and the fashion show was gigantic, and sales associates were going crazy. My sales associates were writing, Dacob, do you want to pre-order something? It's going to be super limited. You got to pay it in advance. Come on, pre-order. I'm like, no, thank you. No, I'm not going to give you money ahead of time. I'm no. When the collection hits the stores, I'll pass by, and if there's something I like, I don't care. And what happened? All this artificial hype for what? The stuff is available online. It's not all sold out like they wanted to make you believe and make you go FOMO crazy for it. And the shit is there. It's like, you hear, yeet. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. But all this to say what? Everything. Nothing disappears. The FOMO you might be having now for a piece, be patient, okay? If you still love the same piece half a year or 1 year from now, chances are somebody's going to already have it, and it's already going to be bored of it because they want the next new thing, and they're going to be selling off the piece that they bought a year ago that you still want, and you're going to get it at the fraction of the cost of the price. For sure. For sure. So there you go. You know, like, we don't need this FOMO. We always are led to believe price increase coming, price increase coming. I have to buy it now or it's forever over. No, it's not. That shit is always going to be there. Get it when you're ready to get it. Don't get it when they tell you you should get it. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. You know, thumb up this video. Thumb up this video and subscribe. Never give up on love. Bye.